Caner Universe, it's Caner Tip Tuesday. Listen, today I'm just going to give you a quick recap of Winter Cane Immersion 2025 that just happened this past week. Because it was, well, every time you hear, oh, this one is better than the previous one, how does this thing keep getting better? So I'll share some thoughts on that. If you're watching it for the first time and you're wondering what Immersion is 2 global trainings that we hold at ACSD headquarters 2 times a year, winter always in February, and also in September that we refer to as Fall Cane Immersion. And caners come from all over the globe, mostly from the States, but also abroad, for 17 hours over 4 days of awesome cane training, just pure awesomeness, in person, and also we offer it online. Intimate setting for your best experience always. Before I go any further, and we both forget, if you're here for the first time, welcome. And if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the little bell icon so you don't miss any future content. And the most important free resource that we offer you, go ahead and do this now. Text the letters CCC to 305-745-7839 in less than 24 hours. You will be scheduled to have a phone conversation so that we actually schedule the time to make the time and listen to you. What is it that attracts you to the cane training? Where are you on your path? And we will lay out a blueprint for you, a plan, a step-by-step. Yes, even if you don't have a certified coach in your area. That's what we do. We've refined a method. It's not going to happen by just watching, videos. These short clips. There's actually training videos and a whole method that we have refined over the years that make your training effective, efficient, and enjoyable. So go ahead and do that. And also we have the free Facebook groups that all you have to do, look at the links below, request entry, and they'll let you in. Winter Cane Immersion started a week ago with the bonus session, the Cane-orgenics in the afternoon. Cane-orgenics, a term that I use to describe how we used a cane back in the day. This is something that we would do, decades ago after class in the headquarters to bring up somebody's resonance, and they walk out of there feeling better, more relaxed. So for aches, pains, stressors, we don't make any medical claims, but you could go into Facebook and Instagram and look, they're there, they're reason, and look up, Cane-orgenics and anything that might have been said regarding, and you're gonna have everybody from caners that are either just starting off, experienced master level caners, and even medical doctors. They're sharing their experience, and everybody comment on how much more detailed this one session was. I led the session, I'm the one who developed it. The reason it was more detailed is because we had already done one, and that's part of the secret to our immersions, because it's a step-by-step way of sharing these concepts, principles, trainings, and experience with you. So it builds on previous material, right? That's what we do. That's one of the things that we do. Wednesday was all Maestro Ruiz for Sobrevivencia. And listen, what a treat it is to be able to train. Anytime you're able to train in person with the founder of an authentic art, that was developed in the trenches, like Sobrevivencia is, it's so unique in that sense. And we're able to share with the founder. That is just truly special. Now, before this session, I predicted that I felt this would be Maestro Ruiz's best work yet. And if you look at the reviews, they reflect that. And in part, he's so passionate about it, but he had been through some things where he had been grieving, and I knew that he needed this energetically, and so I knew that he was going to really bring it, and he did, even introducing concepts that he hadn't shared before, including this whole idea of fracking. That was one of the things that he, and of course, injected with his humor and everything else. And those topics that, something like fracking, it hasn't even made it to the SV online training modules, and we will now after he shared it here in this immersion. So again, read the reviews, and you'll see what I'm referring to. Thursday and Friday, I take SV principles and I merge them with cane flow into something called SV flow, and that is just the Maestro encouraging each and every one of us to do the SV, you know, our own expression of SV. And me in particular, he charged me with sharing the SV that cannot be seen with the eye. Robaina, you're good at doing that, he says, you know. And so if you read, again, the reviews and what Caneers are saying, so everything from revealing what that movement, the application, the self-protection applications of the cane in movement that seems, even when trained, experienced, tough caners, you know, they look at this and a lot of times, you know, they get irritated by what they're seeing and they're like, oh, what is this? You know, it looks too soft, or, you know, you got to be tougher and meaner, and, you know, stop smiling and look like you're having a good time all the time and doing this to music. They don't get that that's what it was designed, or maybe they're just seeing a short reel or clip and they haven't put it in, you know, greater context. And some will never get it. Doesn't matter how experienced they are. It's just not for them. But for everybody else, it was an eye-opener. And in particular, where I was sharing, you know, you have your exercises, whether it be the power shop form, doesn't matter at the level that you're at, just starting off, advanced. I even shared Master, you know, the ACSD exercise number 6, not just the application with the cane and what's happening, but the empty hand translation of that and why it was put together specifically in that sequence. And there's so much more than meets the eye. Everything that happens in between the fellowship, the sharing, the time together, everything that happens between, you know, the training sessions, just such a treat. And we are blessed, really, for some reason, to attract some of the kindest, neatest human beings on the planet when it comes to helping others out in there, and just a wonderful bunch. And that's part of how it keeps getting better out there. So, look, those that attended, more than half have already secured their spot for the fall. We give them the first opportunity to do that, you know, and some bonuses that we put in there for them starting today and beyond. If you have an interest, you can snag a spot. We always limit participation for everybody. By the way, we limit participation in person, we limit participation online, because we consider that if you're online, you're like if you were right there. I mean, I'm right there in the camera looking here, I'm training here, and then I'm mic'd up and I come to you and I make sure that everyone is getting the best possible experience there. And we're far from being perfect, but after every immersion, there's a question that we ask: how can we make the next one better? Okay, so last September, we followed a format, right, with these main components. We did it again today. It continues to be the winner. And I'm telling you now, in the fall, it will be our best one yet. All right, so listen, if you want to talk, we're at 800-289-8188. Otherwise, let me know if you were there, your thoughts on this immersion and anything else you might have in mind. And I appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next video.